The White House is taking steps to strengthen computer networks against cyber attacks, but part of the proposal could hit a wall because it relies on congressional approval. Here with more details is WSJ reporter Devlin Barrett from our D.C. bureau. Welcome, Devlin. Now, this terror threat plan is bundled within President Obama's record $4.1 trillion spending plan. What are some of the terms of this terror threat plan?
Well, this is about the cyber protection and protecting the government's computer networks. And what they're talking about is boosting the cybersecurity package to about $19 billion. That's a 35% increase. And what they're saying is essentially, look, the threat is outpacing our ability to protect our networks. That's kind of bureaucratic speak for, you know, the hackers have an advantage over us right now. And so they're trying to spend more money to fix that. And
just yesterday, the Justice Department said it was investigating a breach of agency computers that resulted in the publishing of personal information. Is the White House highlighting that the threat is, as they say, very real?
You know, I think the hack at Justice is sort of not really something that means a lot, other than this kind of stuff is happening all the time now. And there's not really a good way to stop it under the current system. And I think, look, I think the government, when you talk to people, set the budget aside for a minute, when you talk to people in government all the time, what they talk about is it is very, very difficult to secure these networks. And in some ways it's getting harder.
So do we know then how often hackers successfully breach government networks?
You know, when I talk to people who work on this stuff, they say, you know, it happens every week. There's some kind of security problem. They're finding some issue. Now, not everything is the major Office of Personnel Management hack that we saw last year, but there are problematic ones constantly happening, and it's, you know, it's a never-ending battle for them.
And then what do cybersecurity experts say about the government's efforts to combat hacking attempts?
Well, I think what they talk about a lot is, if you look at the government, there are many different types of networks, and some are pretty secure. You know, the classified system overall is pretty secure. There are certainly things that are compartmentalized in such a way that don't get out unless you have a really, you know, incredibly unique event like a Snowden or something else happen. But there are a lot of, you know, leakages, break-ins that are not quite so alarming, but are still problematic for, you know, the government's supposed to keep its information secure. And really, on most days, it can't keep all of its information secure.
So what would a radically improved cybersecurity plan look like if this budget does get passed?
You know, that's a great question, because it's not perfect in the private sector either, right? Plenty of companies get hacked all the time. The government can scale out, you know, some of what it does and can share technology and share resources. But there's never going to be such a thing as a perfect computer network. A perfectly secure computer network is probably a computer network that no one can really use. So I think what you would hope to see from the government's point of view is you would hope to see a system that can detect threats quickly. And if you do have a break-in, if you do start losing data, can stop it before everything is out the door. Again, the example would be the OPM hack as one where they were in that system for months and months and took everything they wanted, as best as anyone can tell. You'd like to be able to prevent that as it was happening, as opposed to find out months later.
Minimize the damage. Absolutely. Devlin Barrett, thank you so much for that.
Sure, thank you.